Welcome back, beautiful souls and seekers of healing, truth, and transformation. Today, we're exploring a truly heart-centered book for anyone who works with children, The Brain Train by Dawn Henricks. And I want to share this personally. I've taken a class taught by Dawn herself, and she is incredibly inspiring and empowering, an excellent professional I look up to and deeply respect. Her warmth, wisdom, and clarity shine through everything she creates, including this book. This book isn't just a story, it's not just a tool. It's a journey, a literal ride we take with children to help them understand the language of emotion. If you're a parent, a teacher, a school counselor, a therapist, or any caring adult who hopes to teach emotional safety, this book feels like a breath of fresh air. Let's step inside the brain train. At its core, the brain train gives children something they desperately need but don't always receive. A simple, playful, emotionally safe way to talk about big feelings. Because emotional language is not automatic. Kids don't naturally wake up knowing how to say, "I'm overwhelmed. I'm scared. I need help. My feelings feel too big for my body right now." Instead, they speak through behavior. A tantrum becomes a message. Silence becomes a shield. Acting out becomes a cry for connection. Shutting down becomes protection. Their behavior is the language they use when they don't yet have the words. And this is where the brain train becomes powerful. It gently teaches children the vocabulary of their inner world so they can express what hurts with words, not with behaviors that leave them misunderstood. It turns emotional expression into a journey they can see, feel, and follow, and that changes everything. The concept, a train ride through the brain. One of the most brilliant parts of the book is how Dawn Henricks turns a complex psychological process into something concrete and understandable. A train journey through different emotional stations. Children ride the train with a caring adult and learn where feelings come from, what different emotions feel like, how to name what's happening inside, and how to express those feelings in healthier ways. By externalizing emotions, making them something we can explore, visit, and understand, the book removes shame and fear. Kids learn, you're not bad for feeling this. This is just part of your journey, and I'm right here with you. That sense of co-regulated safety is the heart of emotionally healthy development. Why this book works. The brain train is powerful for 3 core reasons, and each one supports healthy emotional development. Reason 1, it builds emotional vocabulary. The story helps children do something many adults still struggle with, connecting what they feel to what they sense in their body, to the words that describe it. That connection is the foundation of self-regulation, because you can't manage a feeling you can't name. Reason 2, it validates feelings without validating behaviors. This is one of the hardest balances for parents, teachers, and therapists. The book models how to acknowledge a child's emotional reality. You're upset, you're scared, you're overwhelmed, without reinforcing hitting, yelling, shutting down, or acting out. It teaches empathy with boundaries, compassion with structure, and connection without chaos. It strengthens the adult-child partnership. One of the most beautiful parts of the brain train is that it's designed to be shared, not just read. It creates a bridge, a language both the adult and child can use together. Instead of guessing what a child feels or reacting to the behavior on the surface, the story opens the door for conversations children struggle to start on their own. So when a child says, "I think I'm at the mad station today," or "my train is going too fast," they're not just using cute metaphors. They're telling you exactly what's happening inside their nervous system. And the adult instantly knows how to respond with connection instead of conflict, support instead of shame, guidance instead of power struggles. It turns emotional communication into teamwork, and that changes everything. A proactive approach to emotional development. Most behavior strategies are reactive. We step in after the meltdown, after the argument, after the acting out has already taken over. But the brain train offers something different. It's a proactive approach that teaches children to recognize emotions before they explode. It helps them learn to notice feelings early, use words instead of behaviors, slow their emotional train down, and ask for help before things escalate. This reflects a core principle of trauma-informed therapy. The moment a child can name an emotion, its intensity begins to drop. Language gives them power. With words, they move from being overwhelmed by their feelings to understanding and managing what's happening inside. That shift is emotional literacy in action, and it changes how a child experiences themselves in the world. The brain train is one of those rare tools that fits beautifully in almost any environment. It's perfect for parents at home, teachers in the classroom, school counselors, social workers, therapists, behavioral support staff, foster parents, truly any caring adult supporting children ages 3 to 10. Why? Because every child benefits from learning how to express feelings safely, and every adult benefits from having a simple, engaging way to teach those skills. Whether a child is anxious, reactive, withdrawn, sensory sensitive, easily overwhelmed, or just beginning to explore emotional awareness, this book meets them right where they are. It adapts to different personalities, different needs, and different developmental stages, making emotional learning accessible, playful, and deeply supportive for everyone involved. Let's highlight what truly makes the brain train stand out. Clear, simple language for kids. There's no jargon, no complicated terms, just warm, accessible, emotional teaching any child can understand. Beautiful imagery that externalizes feelings. The visuals help children see their emotions outside of themselves, so feelings feel less scary and more understandable. Helps prevent acting out behaviors, because when kids have meaningful alternatives, use your words, not your behaviors, as they naturally shift toward healthier expression. Creates shared language in families and classrooms. A teacher or parent can gently ask, "Which station is your train at right now?" and instantly reduce defensiveness, confusion, or conflict. These strengths make emotional learning not just possible, but intuitive, relational, and empowering. As a therapist who works with children, trauma, emotional regulation, and attachment, I can confidently say that the brain train aligns beautifully with what we know from neuroscience and child development. Emotional naming activates the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for reasoning and self-control. Co-regulation between adult and child literally rewires the nervous system, teaching safety through connection. Story-based learning helps the brain relax and absorb new skills. The use of metaphors that are beautifully impactful and perfectly suited for young brains still developing emotional language skills. Externalizing emotions reduces shame and defensiveness, and the partnership between child and adult strengthens the pathways that build secure attachment. This book is not just charming or cute, it is evidence-informed, developmentally appropriate, and clinically impactful. It truly helps children get on track for an emotionally healthy, resilient future. When children don't have the words for their feelings, their behavior becomes their voice. Acting out, shutting down, melting down, withdrawing, these aren't bad behaviors. They're emotional messages spoken in the only language the child has. But when we give them words, when we sit beside them and ride the brain train together, we teach them something life-changing. You don't have to act out to be understood. Your feelings are welcome here, and I will help you find the words. This is the heart of emotional literacy. And emotional literacy is what creates emotional safety, the foundation of resilience, regulation, healthy relationships, and a more secure, empowered life. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'm Nori, and my AI twin sister, Nora, exploring child development, emotional literacy, and the tools that help children grow with confidence and connection. I will put a link to purchase this book in the description so you can bring the brain train into your home, classroom, or practice. If this review was helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, have you used the brain train with your children or students? What emotional station do you see kids struggling with most? Because when you teach a child to name their feelings, you teach them to trust themselves, and that changes their whole future.